Welcome to VGK Today, presented by MGM Rewards, a daily podcast bringing you an inside look at the Vegas Golden Knights 2023 Stanley Cup playoff run. I'm Justin Russo with the Golden Knights on Wednesday, May 24th, and last night the VGK took a 3-0 stranglehold on the Western Conference Final, defeating the Dallas Stars 4-0 in Game 3 and putting the VGK just one win away from the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas had an early barrage of goals in Game 3 in the first 7 minutes and 10 seconds of the game that gave them a 3-0 lead and took the Dallas crowd right out of it. The Golden Knights continued their strong play for the rest of the night and didn't look back as they continued on to their dominant win. On the defensive end, Adin Hill made 34 saves on 34 shots to record his first shutout as a Golden Knight and his first in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the icing on the cake of such a big win. With so much to go over from Game 3, we've enlisted the help of Daren Millard and Gary Lawless to break things down from Dallas.
Justin, thank you. I'd like to be hanging out with you, but I'm in the bowels of American Airlines Center with the famous Gary Lawless to dissect what happened last night. We got up early to get back here to really absorb this 3-0 series lead by the Vegas Golden Knights on the heels of the walkaway 4-0 win, which wasn't really a walkaway when you look at some of the inner stats. How did you reflect on last night?
Well, no, it was a beatdown. They were up. They were up 3-0 within in a 7-minute stretch in the first period. They frustrated to the Stars to the point where Captain Jamie Benn takes a completely undisciplined cross-checking penalty. Cross-checks Mark Stone. Mark is laying on the ice and he lowers his body weight and his stick and drives it into above the shoulder of Mark in the neck and face area. We'll find out later if there's going to be supplemental discipline. He misses the whole game. Max Domi becomes unraveled later on in the game. Vegas focused. Bruce Cassidy was asked last night, your shot count was low. He goes, well, that wasn't part of our game. We wanted to win. We wanted to get our 11th win and put ourselves in position to get the 12th win to punch our ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. That's all we cared about. And that's the way they played. After they were up, and they were up a lot early, they focused on not letting Dallas into the game rather than focusing on the shot clock.
You try and break a team during a playoff series. It's like Dallas strayed from their game first. Jamie Benn had no reason to be frustrated last night. That was carryover or trying to initiate something, create something, and it ended up costing them.
Well, it's already 1-0 at that point.
Yeah.
And they know how hard Vegas is to score on. That's the best part of the Golden Knights game right now. The Golden Knights actually, goals per game, they might be number one in the playoffs right now. They're 1 or 2. And goals against, there's a bunch of teams that are out that are ahead of them in that category. But among the teams that are still left, they're number one. They are giving nothing up right now. All this talk is about Sergei Bobrovsky in Florida. He has been great. Give him credit for that. But Adin Hill had a shutout last night too.
Here's Johnson out in front, a shot saved by Hill, pulled away by Pietrangelo. Right to left. Here comes Faksa across the Vegas line. He shoots, kick save, rebound, another kick save. Oh, what a combo! Adin Hill using both pads. Sends it down the wall. Taken off the wall on the right. Across to the left for a shot. Kick save Hill, stopping Lindell.
And he's won 5 games in a row, and the Golden Knights are doing a really good job not forcing him into difficult situations. Although when it happens, he's been up to the task. Adin Hill is a big, big story right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs. A lot of people are missing it. A lot of people don't understand how the Golden Knights are getting it done, so they're dismissing it to their own discredit. Vegas defends better than anybody else.
Multiple storylines from the start to the 5-minute major to the shutout to Dallas coming unraveled. Let's get some reaction from the Golden Knights dressing room. Nick Waugh, Ivan Barbashev spoke along with Alex Pietrangelo, and we start with Bruce Cassidy.
Well, we finish plays, right? So you get in lead on the road, it always makes it a little bit easier to relax and play, not to chase the game. We've been doing a lot of that successfully, but it's not the formula they want every night. So, but I like the way the Will scored and Marsh. They were puck management. We play behind them. We forecheck. We create turnovers. Now we play in the O-zone puck possession. We've talked about that being a big part of our game in the playoffs. So we feel we're doing something to put pressure on them. It wasn't just luck or we get a fortunate break. We did it by playing the way we want to play. So that's the encouraging part.
Well, good defensive hockey, right? I think you talk about at least every series we're frustrating the top players, skilled players, but it's a buy-in throughout the lineup. It's not one D pairing or one forward line, right? Yeah, there's certainly matchups that we use, but collectively as a group, we're clogging up the middle of the ice and we're frustrating teams, and guys are paying a price. We're blocking shots when they need to be blocked, and Hillsy's doing his job when he needs to. So when you have a buy-in up and down the lineup defensively like that, and it's frustrating to play against.
We're just playing as a team. When you do things right, you get rewarded, and I think that's what we've been doing pretty much whole playoffs. And really strong team, and we just played the right way.
Yeah, it feels great. We did exactly what we needed to do. Stuck together, scored some big goals. When they started to run around, we just stuck together and keep pushing forward, and win as a team like that. So. I think it's no secret that everyone in here is always going to stick up for each other, and we're going to have each other's backs. But what they're doing it's nothing we can't handle. A couple of dirty plays, I thought, and we just kind of stay out of it and focus on winning a hockey game, which is exactly what we did.
We knew they were going to come out hard, and I think they did. But we were really opportunistic in the first. Obviously, with that 5 minutes, we wanted to make him play, and we had one there. But I think we played really good 60 minutes today.
If you take the shenanigans out of play, what was the storyline of game number 3, Gary?
Well, I think the fact that Vegas wins and gets to a 3-0 lead, that's, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Jack Eichel continues to do...
Boy, is he feeling it.
Oof. He looks to me, he's the best skater for Vegas right now, and might be the best skater left in the playoffs.
Playing with some pace too, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. He's flying up and down the ice, and Jonathan Marchessault, they did not have instant chemistry. It was not spontaneous combustion when they were put together, but Marchessault has figured out how to play with him. And on the first goal last night, Eichel has to jump up to grab the puck. Marchessault sees Jack has space, so he darts to the far side of the ice. The Dallas defenders all move in a wall towards Jack. Perfect pass, perfect goal. Turns out to be the winner.
Game winner, yeah.
Game winner.
Eichel to the right wall, Marchessault. Those two combined for the game-tying goal late in Game 2. Eichel gloves down a loose puck. Feeds left a shot. They score! Eichel to Marchessault. Vegas strikes first. 1 minute, 11 seconds into the first period. Jonathan Marchessault.
Marchessault and Eichel connect for the tying goal in Game 2, and then the winning goal in Game 3. So they're going really well. I guess it's the fact that Vegas goes up 3-0, and Jamie Benn, the captain, the leader, the heartbeat of the Dallas Stars, has a brain cramp, and Jamie Benn's a class player. He's a physical player and has a little bit of grease to his game. This was intent to injure stuff, which is not his career. That's not been him in his career. He's an honest player. He'll do something.
He's
dirty.
hard to play against.
Yeah.
He's nasty,
Yeah, but he'll fight
dirty,
and-
right? He's not dirty.
Well, this was dirty.
That was dirty.
This
yeah.
was really dirty.
So it was out of character. That's why I thought
Yeah.
that Dallas came out last night and tried to force the issue.
I do think that, the Golden Knights out-hit Dallas in the first two games. I think it was 66-41 over the first two games. So I think that was something DeBoer wanted the Stars to come out and hit early and get their crowd into it And
Yeah, because Domi had a hit on Pietrangelo right
right
before
away,
that.
which was not a great hit either. It was a little, and Domi unraveled in the game as well. Goes after Nick Waugh Nick Hague, and Nick at that point in time just ignores him, and Domi ends up missing a huge chunk. At that point in time, you've lost Ben, you've lost Dodonov to an injury, lower body injury. He's done for the night, and now you got to sit for 14 minutes.
Yeah, they had 9 forwards.
Not smart.
Down
Not
4,
smart.
trying to come back.
Yeah.
Should also make mention, this is an amazing stat. Aiden Hill has won 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
Earlier in this postseason, Laurent Brossoit won 5 games in a row. It's the first time since 1980, just the second time all time, that a team has 2 5-game winning streaks by different goalies in the same playoff year. 1980, Phil Muir and Pete Peters. That team went to the final. It was the start of the New York Islanders dynasty, losing in 6 games in that series. But incredible, 2 5-game winning streaks out of 2 different goaltenders, and capped off by a shutout.
Yeah, well, Vegas is 11-3 in the playoffs now. That's they're rolling. They're someone texted me after the first period and said, "What a wagon!" Yeah,
That's a great term, isn't it?
It really is good.
It's only used in hockey too.
Yeah. Well, they're a wagon right now, and it'll be interesting. The other guy I want to talk about is William Karlsson.
Okay.
Because he coming into game 3, he had his goal differential in this year's playoffs he had been on the ice for 10, 4, and 5 against, so a +5 at 5-on-5 hockey. Over the last since 2016, prior to getting to the Golden Knights, this whole time with the Golden Knights, he's a +36. That's number 1 in the NHL in 5-on-5 hockey. He's a plus 36 in the playoffs at 5-on-5. That's number 1. He's got 40 points
In playoff hockey?
in playoff hockey over that stretch. 6th behind, I don't know the order, but it's Palat, Point, Kucherov, McKinnon, and Rantanen.
Boy, you were up early today.
William Karlsson does not get enough credit for being one of the best playoff players on the planet right now. He has elevated his game. Look, he shut down Kyle Connor and Pierre-Luc Dubois in round 1. Draisaitl faded into nothing in the second round.
Yeah, Jay Woodcroft bamboozled with McDavid.
To the point where William Karlsson would go onto the ice in Edmonton, and Jay Woodcroft would take Connor McDavid off the ice.
How many minutes did McDavid play in first period?
I don't know
5
the
minutes in
number,
the first
but
period
not
of the
enough.
elimination game.
Yeah.
After he'd scored. So that's how much he had
Yeah.
Woodcroft chasing his tail with McDavid.
And now in this series,
Yeah.
Rope Hintz in the last 2 games has nothing. He came into he had 19 points coming into the series for the first 2 rounds. He has only 3 points after 3 games in this round. He's got a goal and 2 assists. And William Karlsson continues to be masterful in taking the puck and controlling the neutral zone, coming back in the defensive zone, eliminating opportunity from who he's playing against, but then creating offense at the other end as well. So Jack Eichel, if Vegas advances, you're going to start to hear the Conn Smythe talk around Jack Eichel, deservedly so. William Karlsson won't get that kind of buzz.
Gary, I think it's as muddy as ever.
William
when it comes
Karlsson
to-
is very important to what the Golden Knights are doing.
He's one of two Golden Knights to score more than 1 goal in this series. Jonathan Marsh says the other. They have 9 different goal scorers in the series in 3 games.
Yeah. Well,
Depth, right? And Karlsson's at the front of that.
what do they have to do in Game 4?
Exactly what they did last night. It's just find a way to win.
Yeah, just eliminate
They do
offense.
it different ways every night. I can't predict how they're going to do it because they're the great unknown, and they're a variety show every night.
Yeah.
Finding different. It's the same players,
Who's Carol Burnett?
but it's one of the great entertainers of our era. maybe not some of the listeners. Look her up. Carol Burnett Show. Who's the guy that did Dorf on Golf? Was
Harvey Korman.
So some of those great performers, but they do the same actors, but different performers.
Harvey Korman was the other guy. It was Tim Conway.
Tim Conway.
Tim Conway.
We had to stick around till noon. We started this at 8 o'clock. We had to stick around till noon for that to jump in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me on the VGK Today podcast.
All right.
Was it a thrill?
Fantastic.
Nice to know that our audio engineer, Chris Jones, showed back up for this. Justin, thanks for being with us today, getting up early as usual, and we'll talk to you again as the Golden Knights strive for a second appearance in the Stanley Cup Final.
Well, there you have it. Thanks to Daren and Gary for hopping on today's show after last night's Game 3 win for Vegas. And something that they talked about was storylines there for a little bit. And for me, I just keep going back to the goaltending and how impressive it has been for Vegas this year. 5 goalies made multiple starts for Vegas in the regular season, and all 5 earned multiple wins while having a winning record. I mean, throughout the year, it was anyone's guess who would be starting should Vegas make the playoffs, and it was an answer that seemed to change by the week. But we got our answer in Game 1 when Laurent Brossoit got the start against the Winnipeg Jets, and he played well up until his injury in Game 3 against the Edmonton Oilers. But Adin Hill has turned it up to another level since then in his now 6 postseason starts. So far for Adin Hill, a 1.96 goals against average and a .940 save percentage for him in his 6 postseason starts, 8 games played overall, 2 coming in relief of Laurent Brossoit earlier. It's a team effort, and Adin will be the first one to tell you that, but those numbers outline a big reason why the Knights are where they are at the moment, which is 1 win away from making the Stanley Cup Final. The first opportunity for Vegas to get to the Stanley Cup Final will come our way tomorrow from Dallas, same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. It's the first elimination game of this series, with Vegas up 3-0 and looking to win the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl for the second time in the franchise's 6-year history as the Western Conference champions. The TV broadcast will be handled by ESPN, while Dan Duva and Gary Lawless have the radio play-by-play over on Fox Sports Las Vegas. If you want to watch the game with some fellow VGK fans, come down to the official watch party at the Mandalay Bay Beach at Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. Party's going to begin at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 1 hour before puck drop. And going to have some more giveaways just as we did yesterday for the Game 3 watch party at downtown Summerlin. Tomorrow's giveaways include a Jonathan Marchessault game-used stick and more tickets to the 2023 postseason, which, you never know, could be tickets to the Stanley Cup Final, the way the Vegas Golden Knights are trending at the moment. So again, come down to the official watch party at the Mandalay Bay Beach at Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino for Game 4 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars. As we wrap up, I'll remind you to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss a moment of the team's quest for the Stanley Cup right here on VGK Today. Tomorrow, Ashley Weiss joins us as we preview Game 4 of the Western Conference Final between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars. Justin Russo signing off for episode 38 of VGK Today, presented by MGM Rewards.